Talking Out Loud with Jazzy 929, TV and movie reviews.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Jazzy 929, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Outsider. We are in season 1. This is episode 8, and this is my TV and movie review show. With that being said, let me jump into it. I have to say, everyone, this episode right here gave us everything that we needed, and I can't wait to see the next 2 episodes. They threw everything at us. I was very excited when I got done with this episode. I couldn't wait to talk about it. We see that Jack is armed and ready to go to war. We see and find out that he used to be a marksman with a lot of skills, but failed the test, and due to that, the psych evaluation test, due to that, he was not able to join the service. We see that he is actually wanted by the cops. We see that in this episode, Jack actually is willing to kill and does kill to go ahead and feed the tear drinker. We see him shoot a guy in the head and feed it to the tear drinker. That was intense. We see that the tear drinker was in the back seat of the car that Jack was driving, and we see his hand come up and it's deformed a little bit. It looks like he's transforming, and he speaks. Oh my goodness, he scared the crap out of me. He speaks and he tells Jack to hand him a picture of the dead man's family that's in the front of the car, and he tells Jack, like, I need to feed some more because the guy that I just fed on wasn't enough. Come to find out, the guy had cancer. And the tear drinker basically tells Jack, look, you need to get me some more food. And we also seen in this episode that we heard him ripping the guy apart in this episode. I wish they would have let us actually see it, but they didn't. But he was squealing and all types of crazy mess. It scared the crap out of me. We see that Holly is booed up in this episode with Andy, and I loved it. You know what I'm saying? Andy reminds me of a little kid back in the day, the little boy that used to chase you around and liked you. Usually a lot of people will say the little girl that ran after the little boy, but nah, Andy's a little boy that's running after the girl, and it's so cute, but I love seeing them on the porch booed up together. I want to bring up something I've seen in this episode, and I want to know what your thoughts were about it. During the time that Mr. Anderson was outside Clint's brother's house, there was a car that drove by, and I want to know what y'all thought about that. I don't know what was up with that whole scene right there. We seen that everybody goes to Tennessee. Holly and all of them join up and they go to Tennessee so they can find a way to kick the tear drinker down, stop him in some type of way. But their whole goal is to go ahead and have an alibi, or be an alibi for Clyde, because Clyde needs to be saved, and he needs an alibi because the tear drinker is taking form of Clyde and actually going out and killing people. You know what I'm saying? Because he has to feed. So they also want to save him just in case the tear drinker tries to come and kill him, I assume. We see that Holly tells Ralph to jump on board. If he can't jump on board, get his butt on out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a risk for the whole operation. He said he will. We see the tear drinker trying to steal a poor little boy named Sam at an event. I guess it was the Cave Fest. This little boy went to the Cave Fest with his grandfather and his grandmother and his sister. We see in that scene that the little girl wanders off with some little boys, and we see that little Sam wanders off and he goes explore a little cave, little exhibits and everything. And we see the tear drinker walk up to him, and he tells him all about the caves, and he says he wants to show the little boy one of the caves, and I guess it was the bear claws in the cave, as far as claw marks. I'm not sure if there was actually claws in the cave, but it might have been, I don't know, but I just thought I heard claw marks. And then we see that the little boy decides to wander off with him. And during that time, the sister actually sees it, and she hollers for help. And the reason she's seen this, which was very important, was the little boys actually said, look at the mask on that. You know what I'm saying? They was admiring the mask. And the cheer drinker had a mask, and it looked like a fox. And the little boy had a mask that looked like a bear. And I thought the mask was so well put, as far as put together. I love the way they looked. Whoever did that, put those masks together, did a great job. But we see that the grandfather comes to her aid and saves the little boy Sam. We see him knock down a cheer drinker. During this time, he takes off his mask. We see that he actually sees the guy. We actually also see that he scratches the grandfather. So I don't know what the outcome of that's going to be. We've seen in this episode too that Gloria is trying to sue everybody. She plans to sue everyone, and except Ralph. She doesn't want to sue Ralph, and the reason for that is because she's hoping that Ralph clears her husband's name, as far as, you know what I'm saying, Terry. She wants to get Terry up out of jail. Something I have to mention, I love the brothers' humor in this episode. As far as Clyde's brother's humor in this episode was so amazing. He had me laughing this whole episode. The humor alone in this episode was good. During the time that the fest was going on, it made me think of Pet Sematary, the whole mass scene. I want to know what y'all thoughts were on that. We get a bonding moment with Ralph and his wife before he leaves, but she does tell him, if you don't believe like they do, basically, you're hindering the whole operation, so maybe you shouldn't go. We see in this episode that the police actually brings video and shows Ralph and Holly, and the video showed that Clyde, it was actually the tear drinker, but in the form of Clyde. He's transferring into Clyde, and he was on the video. And right then, I think that Ralph decided to become a believer. I want to know where he'll go with that now. Is he ready to kick ass now like everybody else? And at the end of this episode, we've seen that the tear drinker decided to eat a deer. I guess Jack went and got the thing of deer, and he's steady eating it. He's squealing and making all crazy noises, and they end up zooming the camera on him, and he's steady tearing this thing apart, eating the meat, tearing it all apart and squealing. And then he gets up and he throws this thing. I assume it was meat. It could have been a rock. I don't know. It could have been a deer's antler. I don't know. He threw something at Jack. Like, look, you know what I'm saying? I need more food, and you ain't doing your job. But I have to say, I love this whole episode. You know what I'm saying? That's how it went off. I can't wait for the next 2 episodes. I know they're going to be very intense. I did see the preview, and they end up ganging together, joining, you know what I'm saying, all together, you know what I'm saying, to go out and get the cheer drinker. It reminded me of The Outsiders, because you remember on The Outsiders how the gang used to get together with the vest and everything and go to war? That's what it made me think of. But I can't wait to see what's going to happen. It looks like they're going to be going to that cave. And something I want to bring up about the preview that I've seen for the next episode, I got the it feel. You know what I'm saying? The it feel. You remember when everybody got together in the It, you know what I'm saying, in the movie it showed them all join together. And to me, it was like a sign, like we have to all bond together to take this entity down. And I think that's what is actually showing us in this show too. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what your thoughts are on that. I think, you know what I'm saying, I'm ready to see the bats fly. You know what I'm saying? I'm so ready to see, since I've seen that dang old bat, I'm ready to see somebody pop the cheer drinker in the head with it. That's what I'm ready for. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close this review. I hope you all enjoyed. Until next time.